Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, January 17th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I get to decide and align. And I gotta tell you, I did readings today and then was just curled up watching something with Joe, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get up and do this, and I was thinking about doing a write-up, and I showed up because this is our last recording day for Sun in Capricorn. I'm not going to record for Saturday, which is our last full day of Sun in Capricorn. I will record for Sunday, which is when the Sun moves into Aquarius. And I was like, I need to show up as we wrap up this energy, as we wrap up, I can't believe that we're wrapping up Capricorn. And it's always so important to have like a good grasp on the energy that the Sun is in before it moves into the next sign, because it is a foundation through, which we build the next sign upon. And I think one of the things to be aware of is our personal authority to decide. The personal authority to decide and align with soul purpose, and recognizing that soul purpose is like what we came here for, as well as engaging our human selves. So interesting energies for today. Speaking of soul purpose, we have the Sun and Neptune connecting in a sextile. A sextile is a easy, happy, supportive connection. And I think that was part of why I was like in a little bit of a haze and a little bit of a daze as I was like laying there and being like, I could just go to sleep now. I could just go to bed at 7 o'clock at night. Which is not my usual. This Sun-Neptune connection is happening. It's like 3:20 a.m. is like Pacific time, is the peak of this connection. But I feel it coming in. I'm hearing Louis Armstrong's song, "In a Spin," loving the spin I'm in that old black magic called love. And it's not necessarily, this is not black magic, the universe isn't doing black magic, but it is a magical, hazy, lazy, daydreamy energy. Dreams will probably be interesting, and you may wake up feeling a little bit floaty and a little less than grounded. And so be aware of this. And I think that this is a good heads up for so much of the Astro of the year ahead that has us like kind of moving back and forth between Aries and Pisces, and being in those final Pisces degrees that really remind us like we are spirits in a human body, and we return to spirit time and time again, and that's more closely linked to who we are than what we associate with who we are, like our body and our name and our titles and all those things. So keep that in your mind today. We have Virgo doing the most through the rest of the day. Virgo connecting with Jupiter, with Mercury, with Venus, and with Saturn. And that Venus-Saturn connection with the moon in Virgo is preparing us for Venus and Saturn meeting up in Pisces on Saturday. Another reason to show up, because that's an interesting astro energy. Remember with the moon in Virgo to not to get too caught up in hyperfocus, hyperanalyzation, being overly critical. Yes, in little bits, any of those things can be helpful. Virgo excels at those things, and so we want to be really aware of that as the moon moves through Virgo. Moon in Virgo can also bring our attention into our body, and I think that can be helpful, getting grounded, present in your body, to spend some time in daydream. Right? Get grounded so you can daydream. We do wake up in a square, the moon in Virgo squaring Jupiter in Gemini. We may have conflicting information that's coming to us with that energy, so be aware of that. This is one of the cards in here, and I think it's a good time to remember, like, everybody has an agenda, and this feels like it's tuning in a little bit to the Aquarius energy. I always associate Aquarius energy with vibrations. And we can always tune into the vibrational nature of anything. Everything has a vibrational nature. And so we may want to start paying attention to the vibrational nature of things and what that agenda may be, to see, like, this is something that I jive with, or like, no thank you, not for me. So Virgo can help you seek and sort through that and offer that discernment. Thank you, Moon in Virgo, South Node in Virgo. The moon goes on to trine Mercury, like I mentioned. Supportive, helpful, pragmatic thought mode today. So that can be really helpful. Watch for where you think that you need to put on a mask, though. Where you may, I don't know, have some worth stuff coming up. Worth stuff might be up, as a side note, with that Venus-Saturn conjunction. Now, while it's in Pisces, which can have other connotations, Venus can always bring worth stuff up. And Saturn can sometimes make us feel like, well, I should be farther along, or I should have this figured out. So watch for that. Watch for where you may find yourself putting on a mask or speaking falsehoods to make yourself look better. You don't have to impress anybody. You're perfect where you're at and where you're moving to. Keep that in mind. Your flow is divine. So then we have the moon meeting up with that Venus-Saturn conjunction, which is imminent. That's happening, let's see, later in the afternoon on Saturday. 5:25 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday, we'll have that connection. So, yeah, Venus and Saturn. This desire to have your life figured out and maybe be a little bit further along, and associating your worth with it. This can also be a desire for commitment that you find popping up. However, it also feels connected to our gifts and talents and our purpose. And we all have beautiful gifts and talents. And part of being here is about bringing forth these energies. And so you may find yourself being called, being pulled to utilize your gifts and talents to help and support others as we move through this energy this weekend. Saturn reminds us to stay in our responsibility, and Venus in Pisces is a reminder to look for the beauty amidst anything and everything else as well. So let's look at these cards. I was eating granola earlier, and I feel like there's a piece that didn't leave me. Top of the cards, we have the Existence card, which is the Magician card, and it's a reminder we're always manifesting. Our thoughts are always creating. Like, you might as well work on focusing them. Being in the flow, divine flow unfolding. This may be kind of a flowy weekend, despite Capricorn winding up. See where you can find yourself in your flow. I think that might be the key in this. What is your flow? Not just the overall whirlpool of things. We've also got a little breakthrough energy happening. And again, I hope that might be in regards to some gifts and talents and ways you're feeling called to show up and offer maybe some of these things that you've been holding back, the miser, these jewels that you came in with or that you have developed over time. So, Rumi card, I'm not going to read too much of it, but beyond the threshold of fear. Enter the lion's jungle, don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle, everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back, like a bar behind the door. So after so long, you are changing your relationship with fear. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You are becoming able to observe it, to witness it, even to have compassion rather than resistance. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing to slumber in darkness, you awaken and delight in the light and sound of your divine being. Push and pull, one step forward, a half step back. So it has been for so long, and you have endured. Yes, you are winning the race, brave one, and fear is left to fizzle out. It is always a far less beautiful firework than your passionate conviction for love anyway. This oracle comes with spiritual guidance. You have broken through a barrier, a self-imposed barrier of fear. that held you back from taking the steps you are now taking or are about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. So, give your mind the memo, get used to this new way, and take steps. Test your legs, you will find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings. Trust is one, daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to ride the currents, purpose-built for soaring to great heights. Then let's read the sacred honoring ritual. It says, place your hands on your belly and say aloud, with the aid of Rumi, who loves me without condition, and the loving grace of Mother Earth, I lay down all old fear that no longer serves my great-souled purpose. I release it now with complete forgiveness, acceptance, and gratitude. Be at peace, old fear. Thank you for your teachings. Return to Earth Mother now. I no longer bind you to me. Slowly and purposefully move your hands from your belly towards the earth, as if taking the fear from your body and dropping it with reverence into the receiving earth at your feet. Repeat that movement 3 times or for however long feels necessary. You may also like to repeat that movement with your hands moving from your heart down towards the earth, and then from your head sweeping gently down to the earth. And when you are ready, say, definitely need this head one. This is where fear lives in me, right? In the mind. Through the grace of Rumi, fear is replaced with wisdom, and I am gently, powerfully restored to my inherent divine radiance, ready to live my life with love, filled with trust, patience, boldness, and tender affection. So be it. I think that was just beautiful and perfect as we are on the edge of wrapping up Capricorn season and boldly diving into Aquarius. So, thank you, by the way, for your suggestions. I have not decided yet where we're going with, shifting the end, but something is occurring to me right now, so we'll see this. You can book a reading, always. Email me about that, and the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are a divine solution. Namaste.